kind of find myself running all over the place this morning. Hey, good morning. Let me get myself in place here. Always nice when you have an operator first thing in the morning, and of course, for myself, sporting a little bit of an injury, kind of fun. I'll explain that to you in just a bit here. It is Mornings with James, and I'm so happy to have you guys along for the ride this morning. I'm just going to see if I can kind of switch over to the right Facebook page so I can kind of follow along. So give me just one sec here. And, well, we'll see how this is going to work. Anyway, hope your Thursday is off to an amazing start. Talking about adaptation and change. Okay, adaptation and change. How do we be our own best self? How do we be our own best self and change at the same time? You know, a lot of us are on this personal journey where we're moving forward, we're doing different things. Let's talk about adaptation, okay? So it means so many different things, biologically, socially. Here, let me just fix one thing right now. How about this? Your curtain isn't sitting just right. So you got to kind of change it. Well, it's still not sitting just right, but anyway, it'll do for now. Biologically, adaptation has to take place when the environment changes. It has to take place, okay? There's no ifs and buts about it. You've got to just adapt. You've got to survive, okay? But let's look at some symbolism here for a second. So, okay, so I'm doing I'm doing some stuff yesterday, and I'm working with a pruning saw. So a pruning saw, it's about that long, and it's very sharp. It's got jagged teeth, and it's ideal for taking off branches that are too big to cut with a lopper or with a pair of little shears. And so I'm doing this stuff, and I love working with trees, and I love making things or helping things to look a little bit better. And of course, it's a learning curve that I'm on. We should always keep learning in life, but at the same time, learning and growing and building upon the base that is our own best self. So here I am cutting this, and I make a little cut on the bottom, then I'm making a cut on the top, and the branch starts to come down, and of course I'm making sure that I don't have too much weight. So I just thought, you know what, I'll just reach up, grab it, and do one last final little cut. And of course, what happens? The branch lets go, the saw lets go, and my arm gets in the way, and so I end up slicing myself here. It was pretty fun, actually. It was a great learning experience. So needless to say, I will be making changes in my technique there, okay? Now, I have to adapt because, first and foremost, with stitches in my arm, not only can I not use the arm properly, but I can't put the arm down. I can't use the arm to push up. I can't lean on my elbow because it pulls on the skin. So last night, lying in bed, and I go to lean over, and I put my elbow down, and I move it a little bit, and it pulls on the arm, and it puts me in excruciating pain. So now I have to adapt. I have to realize, okay, I have this limitation, okay? Now, it doesn't prevent me from picking up a coffee and having a sip. The tendons are still working fine, okay? It is how I have to move. It's what I have to do and how I have to do it that has to change, okay? I notice that, for example, in my car, I have a tendency to push the door open with this arm. I can't do that anymore. I have a tendency to lean on this arm, put the arm down on the table, lean forward. Can't do that right now. So I have to adapt. And when I look at that, I thought, what is that symbolic of in life? When things happen as we age, we have to change certain things. I've got a couple of friends who are in their 40s and 50s who are running in the Lone Wolf, this amazing 100-kilometer coulee run that's taking place Friday and Saturday this week. They're older, and they do these incredible feats, just amazing feats. I should try and get some of them on the show sometime. But that said, they still do it. You get an injury, you have to change how you run. Myself, with Achilles tendon injuries from years ago, I started barefoot running, which means I run on the balls of my feet. It is a very natural way of running. That way of running, by the way, has allowed me to keep running stairs and things like that. For those of you who follow me know that I love getting out and doing stairs, and hope to be doing some more lives from there in the next couple of days. But changing technique allows you to keep doing what you love to do and keep moving forward. So, it's like Tiger Woods getting back golfing. He's not the same golfer he was before. He's had back injuries. He's had back surgeries. He's had Achilles tendon injuries. He doesn't necessarily swing as hard as he used to, doesn't hit the ball as far as he used to. But, here's a guy in the world. He is now, I believe, if Phil is top 20 or 20th in the world, 22nd in the world, Tiger is a couple of slots behind him. Here's a guy who fell off the grid and who has worked his way back with a couple of top 10 finishes and now is poised to break into the top 20 in the world once again. Phil Mickelson, been golfing the whole time, has had a good year. He's top 10 in money earnings, and he's up there as well in the FedEx Cup standings. But here's the wonderful thing about it. Tiger has accepted his limitations and has come back. He's adapted to what's going on in life. And I think as we age, as we get older in life, we need to be very adaptive. We get an injury, it's not time to give up. It's not time to stop. It is time to rethink it, retool, and look at what we can do. Now, I've been a big fan of talking about what we can do versus what we cannot. A lot of times in life, we talk about limitations. We talk about, well, I can't do this, I can't do this. I want you to think about the language that you use all the time. What is that language like? Is that language full of limitation, or is that language full of empowerment? We all need a language that is full of empowerment to empower ourselves to keep moving forward and to be the best self that we can be, to be adaptive, to be creative. So while I have this, and it limits what I can do with this arm, my hand still works properly. I just got to make sure that I, don't put it down on this, because let me tell you, a wonderful awakening is pain. And for those of you that suffer from chronic pain, my heart goes out to you. Luckily, this is very manageable on a pain scale of 1 to 10. I think it's probably about a 3 or 4 right now. And if I keep it up, keep it elevated, it's not bad at all. And a 3 or 4, that's just background noise. That's just a distraction. That's all that is. So I'm able to kind of work forward with it. So, the big message this morning on this Thursday, as kids go back to school, as we start to make changes, and, I've indicated this yesterday, it's the fall. And it's the time to start or restart doing things, right? We're getting back into the groove now that the kids are back in school. Maybe your schedule's changed and you're more focused on work again. Now is the time to set some new goals. Anytime is a great time to set some new goals, but set some really, truly outrageous goals. Now, one of the fun things that I've been doing, and this kind of ties in with being adaptive, is I am on a personal growth mission with Proctor Gallagher. They're working with a coach, and and Mariko, hopefully you're able to join in and kind of check this this video out this morning. I'll tell you what, working through the material, and it's material that I'm very familiar with. I've been following Bob Proctor for years. However, it comes to me in a new light because I feel more inspired now. I feel more motivated now. I feel like I'm just doing more really cool and wonderful things. In working with it, it is looking at setting goals, for example. Now, earlier in July, I set a goal to do 40 events and make so much money by the end of December. Now, I'm still looking at that goal. I'm still working on achieving that 40. And in my mind, when I look at it, I go like 40 events. That's 40 speaking events. That's 40 Christmas parties. For those of you that don't know, I am a stage hypnotist as well as motivational speaker. That's creating events to get out and speak. I'm always amazed when these events just basically fall in my lap. I'll be hosting the Tallstrup family barbecue this weekend in the Tallstrup Yards, playing some music for the good folks there, interacting with them, and doing some street hypnosis demonstrations. I love doing that stuff, all the while playing some great music. Now, here's the fun part about this. The Lone Wolf Marathon, this 100-kilometer marathon, is going to be taking place in the Coulees, if I'm not mistaken, around Lethbridge. So how fun is that? I'm going to be cranking up some tunes and playing some music for people as they're running around. I am really, really looking forward to this event. For me, it's always wonderful to get out and connect, but I have to be careful because I can't bang that because it just, well, it takes your breath away. But getting out, getting connected, being more focused, I'm dialing it back here, being more focused and setting that goal. These events that come to me last minute, I always welcome them, right? And I always consider, okay, here I am being adaptive and focusing on it. The goal that I set, we can always say, okay, well, what's one goal that you want to achieve? Well, I want to do this. And you look at it and you go like, hey, wait a minute, that one's really easy. I know I can achieve that. And then the other one is, well, the 40. Okay, that is something, I know what I need to do to achieve it, and therefore I can achieve it. But, I almost feel like I need to adjust that a little bit. I need to make a change in that, because maybe that 40 is too easy. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more outrageous. What if I said, well, wait a minute, why am I putting a cap on there of 40? Why don't I say 50? Well, if I want to do 50 events, okay, that means that, so we've got September, October, November, December, there's 4 months. That means I have to do 13 events a month, which means like right now, if I look at my September, I've got a handful of events coming up. I need to get going. I need to create more. Well, that 50 now, that sounds really outrageous, but maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's what I need to challenge myself. Now, I've got this injury, and I love speaking. How do I need to change? What do I need to change to make this happen? Do I need to hone my focus? Do I need to enlist the support of a mastermind group, get more people on my side? Do I need to get involved in some events like the bridals, the Bride's Exposition that's coming up? Diamond's Bridal Showcase is what it's called, actually, as the name comes to mind. Lee Ford hosts this event. It's at the exhibition grounds. It's coming up on September 23rd. Do I need to actually get involved with that? Because you know what? There's going to be, 1,000 brides there? And maybe get out, connect with them and say, hey, do you want a professional host? Do you want to, do you want this? Do you want that? Or do you want a health coach? You want to get in the best shape of your life in coming up to this event? Well, these are all things that I know. So am I still pushing the limits? I don't know. But let's set a new goal. Let's shoot for 50. We talked about 40. I'm still not there yet. 50. The events are coming together. Like it's busy. With the consulting work I'm doing, with the clients I'm seeing, man, life is busy. Life is great. I love it. You throw a little injury in there, and you've got to adapt. All the while, keeping your mind set on the goal. Every day you wake up and that goal empowers you out of bed. It moves you forward. It makes you just excited to keep going. And when something throws a cog in your way, a little injury, a little distraction, some family matters, some life matters. I found out yesterday that my two dear friends, Gregan and Tamaine, who unfortunately passed away just over a week and a half ago, both their bodies were found on Echo Lake beaches in Cabell Valley. They're having a celebration of life coming up this Monday. Now, that celebration of life, I would imagine, is going to take place in Cabell and the Cabell Valley, Fort Cabell. Now I have to say to myself, okay, she counted me as one of her longest connected friends. I think I have an obligation to go, to be there to support the family. And whatever I am to the family is what I am to the family. But it's the memory of my friend. And it's the memory of this I call Gregan, this little fireball of energy and smiles. Wow. Got to be adaptive, right? Things are going to change. Focus. I don't know how the 50 is going to come together. But I do know that if I approach it with enthusiasm and dedication, if I approach it with a fire, a vigor, it's going to happen. How? I don't know. And I'm not going to put any limitations on it. It's going to happen. It is an extension of my best self. And we talk about adaptation. We talk about change. Whatever change you make must be made with great integrity. You're not changing yourself. Maybe you're just getting back to your true self. When somebody forces me to look at myself and just say, hey, you need to be this way and you need to be this way, and you have to follow these principles, and I have to step back and go like, yeah, that's a great idea, because I haven't been very focused. I haven't followed those principles. I've got to follow the ABCs. I've got to wake up each morning, do what I call a 6-phase guided meditation. I have to connect. I have to be grateful. I have to release the past. I have to stick to a 3-year plan. I have to see the house I'm going to live in, the vehicles I'm going to drive. I got to see that vehicle sitting in the driveway, how much money I'm going to make, where my kids are going to be, all of these great things. And then I have to create my day. What is my day going to look like? What am I going to do? How am I going to do the things I need to do with this? Easily, because I'm adaptive. And then I'm going to give thanks to whoever I give thanks to. Thanks to my higher self. Thanks to the people who inspire me. Thanks to the people who are all coming together to help me make my 3-year plan a reality. I'm being adaptive. Now, some of you may say, you know what, hey, James, you've said this message before. Well, you know what? I'm saying it again because, when we can repeat the same message but add a little bit more into it and add some enthusiasm into it, we have the power to inspire. So, on this Thursday, moving forward, and I'm going to wrap this up right away, who are you going to inspire today? What message do you want to share? I'm going to share some more messages. I'll share them on my Instagram. You can follow me along there. JR_Matthew.Castelli. That's how you connect with me there. You can check me out on jrmatthew.com. Check me out on my JR Matthew Facebook page and my James Castelli Facebook page, and, of course, the Jess FM, Jess TV pages. Okay? What are you going to do today to inspire people? Are you going to share a positive message, or are you going to beat people up or beat yourself up? I tell you what, stop beating yourself up. Be your own best advocate. Realize your limitations, accept those limitations, and then once you accept those limitations, you're in a great position to empower yourself to move forward and to be great. Because you know what? Nobody else is going to do it for you. We can draw inspiration from all the people around us. We can get that inspiration and propel ourselves forward, but it's us. It's me that's going to do it. It's you that's going to do it. You have the power to make a difference in your life. You have the power to enjoy a beautiful sunny day or to complain about it, to lift people up or to tear them down. So on this journey, in this community and in your community, what are you going to do today to lift people up? I've said it before, I'll say it again. We are always stronger as a community than as individuals. To affect change, it is the voice of the individual that connects with the community, that inspires the community to make a difference. You have that power to make that difference. You have the power to move forward, to ask the questions that need to be asked, and to inspire. So I'll tell you what, on this day today, in this morning, let's share that message of inspiration. Let's get out there. Let's be adaptive. Change is going to happen. Let's set a goal. Let's work towards that goal, and let's find that path through the jungle that is reality. And let's make some incredible things happen. Until we get a chance to chat again, do me a favor. Keep being inspired and get connected. Remember, there's 7 billion people in the world, and there's nobody quite like you. And that is cause for celebration. Do me a favor. Have yourself an amazing day. Be adaptive. Stay inspired. Bye for now. Getting back to the music in just a sec. First of all, I just got to do this.